right, Alpha Traders, coming to you live from the Crypto Caravan, soon to be the Crypto Cabin, as soon as I get back to my property. First off, I want to get this all straight. My name is Scott, and I am an NFT and cryptocurrency aholic. And I have had many relapses in the last few days with trades and buying NFTs. So, yeah, I don't think I'll be off the wagon for some time. It's okay, though. It's okay to be an addict. You just have to embrace your addiction, which I have. Let's take a look at these projections first, and then we're going to take a look at what Bitcoin did on this current day, right? I already measured it, about 11.5% move today on Bitcoin. Right now, it's only showing, about almost a 9%. Yeah, we pulled back from, 63.5. Powerful little pump. So we got a projection back here with our Projection Boss 2. Powerful indicators. All you alpha traders out there that did receive this indicator, you need to understand how powerful these things are, right? You really do. I don't see a lot of people making posts with them. You should really start using these. So we got this projection back here from July 20th at our 28K low. Bitcoin got up above the 95.4% Laplace distribution range, pulled back down inside. Why? Well, 95.4% of the time, you're going to find Bitcoin in this range, or any asset, right? Any data set you're going to find in there 95.4% of the time. This recent low we just had at about 40, 40K, a little over 40K. We immediately got outside the 95.4% range. But look, for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, last 9 days, we've just been beaten against this projection 95.4% range, right? Well, today you can see how both these projections, both 95.4% ranges, in my opinion, this is a great way to use these as well. Look how they started squeezing price action. Look how you were getting rejections off the longer term projection and the wicks down to the top side of the 95.4 of this recent projection. We're talking from 28K and 40K, two totally different areas, right? Two different lows of data sets. But it worked out. The squeeze was on. Boom. We just have a massive daily candle. So I wanted to show that first. Let's turn these off now so I can get into these daily normal and Laplace distribution ranges. And like I was telling MJ earlier, people out there in traditional technical analysis land, wouldn't it be nice if you just knew what these algorithms were thinking, right? Why price action goes to certain areas, pull back from certain areas, it literally, like, I don't know the exact number, but 80 to 90%, probably closer to 90% of the trading going on in the cryptocurrency market is being done by high-frequency trading firm algorithms. What are they programmed with? They're programmed with volatility, probability, and statistics, right? So today, what do we do immediately? Let's even scale this up a little more so we can really see this daily candle. We open up the day immediately. Drops down to the daily 68.3% Laplace distribution range to the dollar, right? I got a little greedy. I tried to get an entry in at about 56.8. I got front ran by $89 on the exchange I trade on. So did I chase that trade? No, I didn't. But I stayed up half the damn night, and I'll show you in a minute when I did get my entry. But Bitcoin has proceeded to nuke right through the 68.3% Laplace distribution range to the top side on the daily, nuke through the first standard deviation normal distribution, and in the last about half hour, went up above the second standard deviation normal distribution that was at $62,970. Okay, where was the high today? 63.5. Why did Bitcoin pull back from there? 95.4% of the time, right? This data is going to close, right? The data that created this candle today, it's going to close inside that range. That's not saying Bitcoin can't close above the 95.4% of the range, right? But we got the 99.7% in the third standard deviation normal distribution. It's up there at 65,678. I believe that we just had our high of the day. By looking at the charts, we'll go into them here in a little bit. I could plainly see on the 4-hour chart, this last 4-hour candle, because of the reads I was getting on the volatility, that we were going to run up, right? That we were going to run up and hit this area, especially the 2SD. It exceeded it a little bit. That was one hell of a pump. But you know what I'm going to do right now? Let's throw this on the index so I can jump up onto the weekly chart and get some better history. There we go. Because, right, we're going to have a weekly close coming, right? The institutional futures are closing in about, 55 minutes. Traditional markets, on the other hand, closed about 35 minutes ago. What happened with SPY? SPY was up today. NASDAQ was up today. All the traditional markets are up. I've been talking about going against the grain. Everybody's like, oh, traditional market's going to dump. I'm like, no, they're not. No, they're not. They're not going to dump. It's just a little pullback from that run. There's no way that these goofballs that are running the Fed and this administration that's attempting to destroy our country is going to let the stock market down, right? The Fed's just going to continue to print money. They're going to continue to prop up that stock market. That's what they're going to do. They're not going to let this thing dump out. So, and that's in the last few days that has come and proven to be true. Probably coming in the next couple weeks, you're going to see all-time highs on SPY. So let's take a peek here. So on the weekly, what have we done? We open up a new weekly candle, right? Look, where did the weekly low, where did it test? Where did the algos that trade cryptocurrency push the price down on this new weekly candle? Right to the 68.3% Laplace distribution range, to the downside, didn't it? Yes, it did. So anyway, then we proceed on this weekly candle to pump right through the 68.3% Laplace distribution to the top side. And right now, we are above the first standard deviation normal distribution on this weekly candle. It's at $60,930. Okay, if we close this week above that first standard deviation, look out. But what do I have in mind? I'll tell you what I have in mind. Right, there's a lot of NFT rumors out there. And this is a little shout out to the what's his goofy ass name, Carl Moon or whatever. He's already saying this NFT is being approved. The guy's a goofball, right? There's a lot of rumors that it is going to be, just because some of the language that's out there, right, that's being talked about. It's a high probability this thing will get approved, but you got people like that jumping the gun. It's just hilarious, trying to get views and shit. But what do I do think is going to happen? Because there is a lot of talk about this EFT, right? I think this weekend the retail traders are going to FOMO into Bitcoin, right? And I think the second standard deviation this weekend is going to get hit. What's that at? 67.6. I was telling MJ I would not be a bit surprised if retail traders, and I mean there's institutional traders trading all weekend on these exchanges, that they don't throw a gap on these institutional futures, like a 5K gap on them. And that's right at 60. That's right at the second standard deviation on the weekly. The 95.4% Laplace distribution range is up at 68.5. That could be a high. So this weekend, I'm looking for a big pump, just like we've been getting on these weekly candles. What about this? You know, everybody's like, bear. You guys, look at these last 3 weekly candles. Look where the weekly candle is right now. Is anybody noticing this? Yeah, sure, the high was at 65K back here on April 12th, the week of April 12th, right? Look where the candle's closed. Look where our candle is right now. We closed this weekly candle up here. Look out, man. I've been talking about this for weeks, what Bitcoin's getting ready to do. There's a lot of people out there in freaking crypto YouTube land that are just using traditional TA, and they're talking out of their ass, and they're saying, yeah, Bitcoin's bullish. Oh, yeah, it's definitely going to go up. And I'm always like, show me why you think that. Sure, anybody can just look at the momentum and the trend and be like, oh, this is going crazy, right? We actually have, we have stuff we can look at that actually gives you actionable data, right? Numbers, right? Where these algos will literally push this price to. And we're going to get into that in a minute as well. But, hey, I'm just looking at this second standard deviation. If we close this daily candle above 60.9, look for these next 2 days to be absolutely crazy, right? And it might not even be tomorrow, because let me show you over here real quick. Just like I try to tell people, when you get a tight daily range like this, the red and the red lines surrounding yellow lines, you get a trending day. Did we trend today? Yeah, 11 from wick to wick, 11.5% move. Pretty trendy. Look at yesterday, a big daily range. Did we trend? No. We ranged in between the Laplace 68.3% range, right? That's the white cross lines here. The day before, did we have a tight daily range? Yes. Did we trend? Yes, we trend. First, it trended to the downside, then we trended to the upside. This is how this indicator works. So everybody that's using this, listen over and over and over again to this. Understand how to read these indicators, because they are very powerful. Little friend's holding my little cord here. Good boy. Yeah, you could. Let's see here. I had to check the freaking backpack back here in the zipper and make sure I didn't have any little leftovers from Burning Man last time. Could have been a real interesting stream. Let's see here. I am looking for that, you guys. We close this daily candle above 60.9, but I'm also looking for this. I'm looking for this price action. What do I always talk about? Price action creeping back down to where the new daily range is going to be. Where do I think that's going to be? Right now, the top side of the daily range is probably going to be around 61.5. I wouldn't be a bit shocked if you see about an $800 bleed here in this last 4-hour candle. We end up back down in this area. The center of the daily range is more likely going to be around price 61. We're probably going to have about $1,000, maybe $1,500 daily range, instead of yesterday was literally about $140 range. So it's going to widen tremendously. Why does that do that? Because you had a trending day. You got price action all over the place here to the upside. So it's going to create a bigger range. So I'll actually be looking like possibly maybe Friday night going into Saturday afternoon when we get the new opening for Sunday to probably range. But that 68.3 Laplace distribution range, it could literally be a couple $1,000s. So there could be some nice movement, some nice trades. And so if we get a trending down, or we get a ranging day on Saturday, and we get a tight range on Sunday, and we're closing today's candle and tomorrow's candle above 60.9, I'm looking for Sunday to have a massive move. It could happen tomorrow. It doesn't, I have seen it before when you have a tight range or a wide range. It does the exact opposite thing, right? It is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is known to break every freaking trading scheme possible, right? I mean, it's just a beast when it's like this. And like our friend, our Alpha Wolf Yasha likes to call this is the salad days. These are the salad days, folks. This is when there's time to make some money. There's no doubt about it. So that's what I'm looking for. Since we're on the weekly, let's pop up on the monthly and get these. Look at this monthly candle. You kidding me right now? Holy crap. So where do I think this is going by the end of October? I'm telling you, if we close this weekly candle above 59, right? This monthly candle closing above the first standard deviation, second standard deviation for the final couple weeks, we're talking 73K. I'm telling you right now, Bitcoin closes above here, especially this weekly candle and the next weekly candle, you're going to see Bitcoin up here by the end of October, probably around 73K. New all-time highs, right? We're already especially if this monthly candle too closes up here. I mean, look where this monthly candle closed. All right, what did we do? What did we end up closing? Under 60K. Bitcoin's going to rip. All right, there's a lot of people, especially all these gold bugs out there, they're just in total denial. I know some personally that are just, that's the conversations they don't even want to have these days, because I told them when I I didn't tell them because it's never financial advice, but I was like, it might be, if I owned a bunch of gold, I probably would have sold and bought Bitcoin at 5K. That's when I was telling everybody, it might be a good idea to buy Bitcoin at 5K. That's where I would buy it. And I mean, these guys, if they would have just gave up their gold back then and bought Bitcoin, they're just, and trust me, behind the scenes, they're kicking themselves. They're telling themselves lies. We're going back to gold standard. Oh man. Oh wait till they're going to be putting gold and silver's going into all the electronics, and we're just going to go to the moon. And it's like, you guys are ridiculous. Say it a million times. Anybody out there of gold and silver, you guys are delusional, right? This is just like at the beginning of the internet when everybody was like, oh, why is that worth anything? Blah, blah, blah. Any value is what people are willing to put, right? That's what the value comes from. What are people willing to put value on it at? It's pretty obvious where people are putting their value at right now. They definitely don't have any confidence in any currencies, right? In any freaking fiat currency. It's a joke, right? It's actually like owning Ethereum, in my opinion. Is Ethereum going to pump? Probably. It has no supply cap. Just like the Fed. Just keep mining them. Just keep printing that shit off. Creating that freaking fake ass stuff. That's why I like cryptos that have supply caps, right? That's going to play huge in the future. And when you got projects like Cardano and Solana, and you got this problem with the Ethereum fees, although I'll be the first one to say people are trying to create these second layer solutions like Immutable X and shit that are taking care of these fees. They need to do something, because these other projects are going to freaking start creeping up on Ethereum. So let's see here. All right, that's enough of the standard deviation Laplace distribution levels on the high time frames. Let's pop over here real quick. So I'll talk about the trade, right? Right down here, right about there was my entry. Right about here was my entry. Why did I have my entry down there? Because I from what I was seeing in the charts, it looked like Bitcoin has come down. This thin blue line right here, that's a first standard deviation to the downside on that 4-hour candle. And we opened up, the bias was to the downside. It was a lot closer. Well, it front ran me by $89, closed the candles above the daily 68.3 right here. And literally within about an hour, right, I was looking at the dogs going, you're lucky I don't beat animals. So, I mean, just pumped right above the 68.3 to the top side. So I was patient. Why was I patient? Especially when I saw this little walk up right here. When you see a little walk up right here and what I was seeing in the charts, I was like, this thing is going to bleed out. This thing is going to bleed out. We're going to come back down to this red cross line. What's this red cross line right here? That's the S2 of the monthly volatility range. So that is literally for volatility. I'm talking volatility ranges here. This was a resistance level of a volatility level that flipped support. It's very strong right now. Okay. So I wanted to see what would happen, because also up here was the daily S2. I played this perfect, right? So it bounced off of here, went up, rejected off the daily S2. I immediately put an order in right here on the monthly. All right, immediately. And literally closed it out earlier. Just closed it out earlier. Had a nice little trade to the upside. And of course, right when Bilbo closes his trades, we it just loves to rip up another, literally, where did I close it? Yeah, it likes to rip up another $2,000. But right now, I'm thinking this thing's going to bleed down. Right, I'm thinking it's going to bleed down somewhere probably around 61. It might drop $1,000, anywhere from like $800 to $1,000 by the end of the day is what I'm looking for. We'll see how that plays out. But on this last 4-hour candle of the day that we got this pump on, what stifled the price action? Not only did it get above, like I showed you on the other chart, this blue cross line, that's the second standard deviation, normal distribution on the daily. That was the first standard deviation, okay? It went up. This thin white line is the 95.4% Laplace distribution on the last 4-hour candle, and that's the second standard deviation normal distribution on the last 4-hour candle. Price got up to there, rejected. Okay, that's how you read this chart, right? Yeah, good boy. Bitcoin. Okay, let's get over here onto the goodies. Bingo. So when this 4-hour candle first opened, the first thing I noticed was, okay, so we get this last 4-hour candle. First thing I noticed is the variance turned down. The variance turned down and it was negatively correlated. But the returns oscillator was showing bear div. And then you got the Z-score up in between the 95.4 or the 95% and 99% confidence interval. Okay, probability confidence interval up here. So that was kind of I was like, okay, so we got the variance saying we could get a walk up, but the returns are showing some bear divergence. So what did I immediately do? I ran right over here to the ABRs, right? I immediately ran over here. And what was every one of them showing? Contraction, negatively correlated. So by seeing that, and the variance down negatively correlated, I was like, okay, definitely, this thing is definitely going to the top side. What's another thing that stuck out to me? I'll show you. This is our absolute mean entropy, entropies to the downside, with our oh my goodness gracious. Am I having a brain lock or what? This is our price. This is our price percentile. This is the R squared. Let's put it that way. God, I'm having brain lock right now. But yeah, this is the R squared between the entropy and price action. And when you have light green candles, right, or the area is light green, it's telling you the returns are above the mean and the correlation is increasing between the entropy and price action. What is the entropy telling you? The entropy is telling you we're not in a random state. We are trending. That's what the blue means. The pink is random, yellow is random. But when you see blue, it means you're coming out of randomness into trend. And now, right now, the entropy is below the second standard error band. So this is where I'm looking for this entropy to start pulling back in towards randomness. We're probably on this new 4-hour candle. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to get a dark green. It's saying that the log returns are still above the mean, but the correlation between the entropy and price action is decreasing. And so is what I'm going to be looking for, because I do think we're going to have a nice run this weekend, is I'm going to be looking at where the new daily range is. And I'm telling you right now that wherever we get that new daily range in, you're going to be able to probably get some good trades off that area. And as I speak, here comes Bitcoin. So you're probably going to be able to get some really good trades off of that daily, but don't trade it blindly. Go over on the low time frames, 15 minute, 5 minute, and see what the indicators are telling you. Okay? Just be careful. So this is going to be volatile. I wouldn't be a bit surprised, right? We just shook out so many shorts, it's ridiculous. Don't think they're not going to shake out some longs. So that being said, you got to look at the other indicators and don't trade that daily range just blindly. If anything, look where the daily range is and then look where the 68.3 is to the downside, just like on this daily, right? And if the indicators are looking like they're a little more bearish on the downside, look to the first standard deviation on the daily to the downside. After a pump like this, that would be perfect too, like what I'm talking about. We could just go down there, but if we get a big daily range, it's more likely we might just range in between the 68.3% Laplace distribution range. So you could actually get some good freaking scalps off the bottom side and the top side, bottom side and the top side, bottom side and the top side. And the daily range is going to be right in between them, right? So there's going to be some good trades to be had for sure. And then if we do that tomorrow, I'm looking for a tight daily range on the on Sunday, possibly a quick pullback on the opening tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, maybe bounce down to the 68.3 and just rocket ship up off of that daily range. But see, this is the type of stuff you look for, right? And this is why. It's not like I'm just like rubbing a crystal ball. Yeah, Bitcoin's probably going to pull back. There's several factors that are leading into this. Like number one, we were up here above the 2SD and the 95.4 Laplace. So between the both, that's 95.4 98.4% of the time, the daily candle is going to close below these. Okay, only a 4.6% chance the daily candle was going to close above like 63K, and you can see it right now. It's bleeding out a little bit. Where does this? What usually happens? Price action, because we had that big of a trend today. It's going to bleed down to where the new daily range is going to be. So we need to keep an eye on that and see what happens getting closer to close. Let's see. Oh, it's not a furry, man. This is a turtle. This is a turtle. Is our turtle guy? Where's Tur at? Tur in here? He'd love this thing. This is actually Tur, right? Tur's actually like he's artificial intelligence in our Discord. I created him off of this, my little turtle right here. I said no furry. He ain't got no fur. He's a hard shell. Call him a hard shell. The things that this guy has seen at Burning Man, blow your mind. Blow your mind. I had to put little goggles on him at one point. The playa kicked up. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Okay. Questions. Questions from the Discord, folks. What do we got? Somebody start typing. I got my spacesuit on. Got my turtle. Got my goggles. Everybody's just sitting back looking at me like, wow, what a life. This guy's crazy. It's like, yep, I sure am. Let's see here. Where can I go? Let's go over. Let's look. I saw people talking about this in the chats earlier. Like high time frame Wolf's Bane. They all look great. We're getting a 2-day and a 3-day close today too. Don't forget about that. Check out this. Let me get on that. Where are you, index? Look at this 2-day chart. Kidding me right now? That's another thing. We're going to go back to the projection boss too. I'm going to go on into weekly, and we're going to get that projection. We're going to see where we're at on the weekly. Wow, wowzer! This 2-day. Woof! Looky there. Look at the low length AVR on the 2-day too. Right. A lot of this pump has been happening. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Contraction negatively correlated on the 981 was a lot of it. But the low length is flashing right now, right? It's at 2.78, the percentage, volatility percentage. So that's beautiful right there. What does this 3-day look like? Come on, Trading View. You can handle the power. Oh, it's tough. Yep, and there's that. I mean, I was talking about this before this even started. Right? When we were having this pullback, I was telling everybody, I was like, hey, on the returns oscillator, we're building. What are we building? A lot of stabs of hidden bull divergence, which is a continuation divergence. Continuation of what? This move. Right? Now, did it play out? Of course it played out. Divergence between returns and price action always out. There's no doubt about it. Look at the freaking entropy on the 3-day. Correlation is just starting to build, and the entropy is dropping right now. That's what I'm saying. Bitcoin is primed for a massive move. Yes, we can, Andy. Yes, we can. We will look at them. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, before I go back to actually, it's only 2:28. We got time. Let's see here. Let's take a peek on this weekly. There's my water. Dogs think I'm crazy. I mean, guys, look at the weekly. Look at this weekly. Kidding me right now? Wow. Wolf's Bane. Powerful. Look at the AVRs. Right? Low length, mid length, positively correlated, expanding. High length, contracting, negatively correlated. Entropy hasn't even went into trend yet. The DLP this week is finally getting back up above, right? Finally getting back up above the freaking zero threshold here. Powerful. And right in this area, when we were getting this down move, it was building bull div. Let's see here. From these candles, where's price action? Nope, wasn't building there. It's all good. But also on this weekly, let's see here. Okay, see this point down here, right? This is that week. This was that week. We had that big dump right there, right? There's the low of the returns oscillator. Goes sideways, comes down right here. Higher low, lower low, bam, right? Had a nice little pump. So, but then you get the down move, right? You get this down move over here. Why? Well, there was a little bear div. But what happened from that point where the move took off to down here, right? On the next low right here. Lower low now on the indicator. Higher low on price action. Hidden bull div. It's continuation divergence. Continuation of what? This move. Here we go. Party time Bitcoin land. You're literally on the weekly having an outlier, right? Having an outlier. The inside variance is pink. The outside is blue, telling you that variance expansion is happening positively correlated. The return oscillator's up. The Z-score's up. I mean, this I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at this weekly chart, you're going to see $100,000 Bitcoin faster than you think. That's what I'm seeing anyway. Let's even jump up here on the monthly. Yeah, I'm not going to get a print on the variance, which is just, there's not enough history, when you're on a monthly chart. And I can't see the entropy, But it is, if you blow this up, both the AVRs are contracting, negatively correlated. That's why it's been moving up on the monthly. Let me see if I spot anything just on these returns. I mean, like right now, like on this monthly close, though, you're going to see this returns oscillator pop. All right. And that'll work out, especially if we close the monthly up here. But right now, if you close and the returns oscillator doesn't get up there, you'll have a higher high on price action, lower high on the indicator, bear divergence. But considering that's nowhere to even be found on Z-score, well, I mean, if you go back to the 20K high, and the Z-score is just going to play around right here, you got some long-term bear div, right? But I have a feeling that you're going to see this Z-score up here about the 99% confidence interval when Bitcoin makes a run at 100K. So keep an eye out for that for this last quarter, right? These months coming in, the close of October, the close of November, the close of December. You're probably going to see this returns oscillator up here. You're probably going to see the Z-score up here as well. You're going to see these monthly candles start increasing on the DLP, right? That's going to cancel out any bear div. You'll probably see them up here like the 20K high. It's going to be powerful. Especially, I'm telling you what, man, Bitcoin gets a CFT, look out. Look out. Because now let's go over here real quick. Like I just said, am I on the weekly? I'm on the monthly. Let's back up to the weekly. Perfect. Where am I going to put this projection from? We're going to do a PB2 to see some. I want some more history. Actually, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's where we're going to put it. The 28K low. That's 13 candles back. Let's see what this looks like real quick, guys and gals. Tell me. Look where the pullback was. Where did it go? Where did the wick go to? I was talking about this on this weekly candle too. I remember it was about a month ago. You can see. You see that? You look where this candle opened up, right? It opened up right above the bottom side of the 68.3% Laplace distribution range. That's what that little yellow dot is. The 95.4% Laplace distribution range was right at the top of the 68.3% top side of the Laplace distribution range on this projection. Confluence. That's what I'm looking for. Bitcoin bounced right out of there, and it's been up ever since. So, look where the top side of this 95.4 is. If it makes a run at it, let's just say the rest of it, there we go. That's the end of the month. 25th. There it is right there. And what do we got right here if it makes a run up there by the end of the month? $93,322 Bitcoin. Don't be shocked if you see Like, what did I just tell you on the weekly? That if we close this weekly up here, or if we close the daily above this first standard deviation, we're probably going to go to the second, right? This would be a great weekly candle. Get another weekly candle like that, and then another weekly candle like that. Then you go back over here and you look at the weekly chart, and you look at this Wolfsbane indicator. Right? It's like all systems go. Let's do this. Let's party, especially when it's coming off hidden bull. Right? And look at these last few powerful moves on the variance. I mean, look at the room this thing's got to run. Right? I mean, it's got a lot of room to run. DLP's just building, right? This is Deviation Log Pro. It's log returns weighted with deviation. And like I was talking about before, the entropy hasn't even trended yet. I'll tell you what, you'll see it start trending next week if Bitcoin starts running. And so this is what you use these indicators for. You want to get an idea, because 95.4% of the time on this projection, these weekly candles are not going to exceed that range, right? At least till the end of this month. But then when we close this month, what am I going to do? I'm going to run this projection up. Here, I'll do it right now with the PB1s. Let's turn all these on real quick. Throw these 3 candles back. Let's get some reads here, see if we can find some confluence. When I'm done with this, Andy, shooting right over there. We'll check out Sol and Cardano. Okay, look where we're at right now. All right, on this projection from right here. Look, I mean, this is hilarious. This is why I love this graph. Look at the wick. Where'd that wick just reject from? Right at it. That's the bottom. That's the top side of the 95.4% Laplace distribution range. We're there right now. So Bitcoin's going to have to bust through here. If we're going to see that, it's going to be. We're going to have to move this, right? Bitcoin's going to have to get outside this 95.4% range. Or do we just, the next couple weeks, just flutter around, right? Boom, there is November 1st right there. What's that price at? $75,000. What else was it? $75,000. We just got done talking about it, did we not? Did we not? Yes, we did. Okay, so anyway, this is how you use all this together. So either Bitcoin's just going to flutter around and stay inside this 95.4 and end up maybe by the end of the month at 75, or Bitcoin has a massive move and it uses this projection up to the 95.4, and we see Bitcoin up there at $93,000. I think one of these is highly probable, right? One of them is going to hit. And more likely, if you see this, especially this weekend, we close this weekly candle outside here. Look out. Look out. By the end of this month, this thing's going to be moving. Moving. Yep, you're welcome, Andy. And as far as everybody else goes, I will see you guys Monday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll be in the chat all weekend, though. Why? Because I'm going to be sitting right here trading. So, yeah, if you're going to be trading this volatility, do it while you're sitting at your workstation. Don't just sit in a trade. As I'm going to sushi tonight, and I just told MJ I was entering blindly. I'm just kidding. But anyway, everybody be cool. I'll see you Monday. Talk to you in the chats.